Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, I'm Jill Marie, founder of SVH and Serenity Ministries, and this is the launch program for New World Wisdom, a blog talk radio program that's dedicated to personal empowerment, focus, clarity, and all of the many other important foundations that support passion, purpose, the development of abilities that we can use to shape the life that we are living. Now, we have the ability to shape our destiny to match the dreams of our heart and the purpose we plan for this lifetime. So why not grab a hold of that brass or gold ring and find the way to step into the most ease and grace in that endeavor. This program is the beginning segment of a series of progressive, thought-provoking discussions. Now, it's not my desire to talk at you for 30 minutes each show. Rather, it is my focus to enlighten listeners with my spin on topics that are relevant to each and every one of us that are choosing a life of ease, grace, harmony, personal empowerment, and purpose. And then, of course, I'd like to offer insights on a way to stack the deck in your favor of achieving those goals that you are setting for your lifetime, and then finishing off with an SVH happy ending that comes with the Creator and your higher consciousness and soul fueling a release of barriers and blocks to achieving your goals. Now, it may be a quick fix for some, and for others, a really fabulous kickstart to make that happen. And that's our goal, is to have forward motion to restoring passion in your life, passion for purpose. And that, of course, is the theme of our initial launch segment, passion. Now, we'll be following that theme for several programs, every 2 weeks, actually, to peel away layer after layer of issues that are fueling apathy, that robs passion from, your joy of living, maybe passion for purpose, and all the joy and the bliss and the harmony that passion promises when you release blocks to elevating your life experiences and you focus your passion and your purpose to raise the bar on every aspect of life's journey. Now, we long for passion in life, even if it's enthusiasm for a good cup of coffee. But the real story about passion is that it can be quelled by so many 3D obstacles that are still kind of stuck and holding on to us. And, the first that I would pull to mind would be naysaying friends or family members, bullies, ill health, lack of money, procrastination, low self-esteem, any means of disempowerment that bleeds away the drive to make things happen and to achieve your dreams, to push past procrastination. Now, procrastination, self-love, these are all topics we're going to be covering in the next segments. But in this segment and the next in this series on restoring passion, we're focusing on every kind of thwarting agent that we can think of that has the potential to limit and even prevent you, let's say, from claiming your realm and just passionately fueling and achieving your heart's desires. And I encourage you to write me and send me ideas for these topics, because you live your reality. You know what the thwarting agents perhaps are. If you even pause for a moment, it will come to you what things perhaps are limiting you, whether it's not enough money, whether it's some kind of an illness, whether it's some issues in the family. No matter what it is, I would like to really make this our together focus, so that as a unit we're working forward together to meet that pinnacle point where all of us are striving anyway to achieve, because all of us are, we're pretty much destined and choosing to evolve to higher states of conscious awareness and to create the reality of our dreams and all of those things that are just kind of like part of the enlightenment journey, let's say. It is what it is, what it is. We know what the end game is. We know that the end game is peace, prosperity, harmony, joy, bliss, and this incredible heightened states of conscious awareness and a world of peace that is so incredibly supportive. Yes, you might look at the world right now and not even be able to see past all of what is on the news to this vision of utopia that I'm talking about. But believe me, you don't have to wait for everybody else to achieve it. We received that recently from Mother Mary in a channeling from Lourdes just last weekend, where Mary told each and every one of us that we don't have to wait for everybody else to reach where we are striving to achieve. We get there first, and then we shine back lights on everybody else so that they can have an easier go at getting to where we're at. And meanwhile, while we're in that space of heightened awareness and our focus is able to create whatever we desire, we are able to then step back and allow ourselves not to separate from everyone, but to basically let go, be in the world but not of it. Now, it really is time to break out from the chains that have been binding so many of us to the old stories, the old past. It's the stories that have linked us to many of the old patterns that we are associated with. Now, even if you don't have a specific goal to focus your energy on right now, for some incredible journey that you would like to achieve, or some special project, this broadcast is dedicated to help you to clear the way for the most amazing potentials to find their way into your awareness, and to help you to open your mind and your heart to the inspiration of limitless possibilities that are at your disposal when you get out of the way and you let yourself begin to soar. So even if you can't see the way past your issues, let's shift away the energy that is limiting you from being able to have a clear view of that. Now, again, my topic is passion, but to dive into restoring passion, the subtopic today, let's say, is the blame game. Now, I chose this topic because blaming others for our stuff is incredibly disempowering, and in fact, it can bleed away the passion to fix an issue and to move on from it, because the victim role keeps a person frozen, if only out of a need to maintain their victim status in order to give credence, let's say, to good, bad, good over evil, that tug-of-war that kind of stalemates any movement in any direction. It just really stops everything. Now, the average blame game role that's been perpetuated by us at any time in our life is one of the leading thieves of passion. And, of course, it snuffs out our enthusiasm and drives us to move past, many opportunities to leave the issues we're in. And basically what we're choosing today is to move past those thwarting issues. And, of course, these thwarting issues are many times have been occurring outside of our conscious awareness. They're written so deeply into the code of who we are, what we've witnessed as children, what we saw, what we were a part of, what we watched on television, what collective consciousness is writing into the story of our life without us, choosing to even be a part of it. So, what we're choosing to do right now is maybe pick up that big eraser and say, I want to take that piece of the story out of my life story. And we can do that with SVH, and we're going to have an incredible clearing profile later, and I'm going to be outlining that at the end of this segment. Now, I think that, laying the blame sets up a pattern of internal processing. I've witnessed it in working with clients over the years, and you're watching for random inner dialogue, and when someone has a need to say, I have this problem because of this, instead of, I've got this issue and I really want to move past it. So if someone says, I have a problem and it's because this person did this and they said that and this happened because they did this thing, basically that sets up an internal processing that works tirelessly to justify in your mind positions that make the others wrong and us right, and in the end, it really isn't tireless at all because victimhood itself is incredibly exhausting, and just maintaining the victim energy is incredibly depleting. Now, I realize that we're not the kind of people that are drawing these realities to ourselves anymore. Sometimes these things are happening outside of our awareness. We're not sitting there wishing that something very negative could be happening to us. We are living our life, thinking positively, watching our thoughts and our words to assure we uphold a positive focus. We're fully aware that we're creating every element of our reality, and we're pretty clear about what we desire our life to look like and to be. And still, we're living in a world that has other people around, and, we're not on Earth alone. And some of those people have agendas, and maybe even, they know just the right buttons to push to just sap the life and passion out of any dream. Now, this is an old 3D behavior, and a lot of people are still embracing it, but not for long, because the whole world is shifting and elevating, and it's going to be the most amazing opportunity for all of us to watch the world shift around us. And, of course, from our heightened states of conscious awareness and clarity and focus, we're going to be able to see this happening. And we're going to be able to watch as blame and victimization changes around us, because it has no place in our life plan at this juncture. So what I propose is that we use some SVH tools to ferret out the old stories, big or small, and in the energies that are associated with that fuel those victim energies, the blame energies, that we identify any threads of those experiences that are kind of hanging on, or could at any time activate into the present or future to dump water on the fires of our passion. If anybody's going to dump anything on my fire of passion, I want it to be gasoline. I want it to be, rocket fuel. And, of course, what I have in mind to help with that is a clearing profile that is going to help to heighten your awareness anytime a naysayer enters the picture, so that you know immediately that someone is holding a bucket of water and is ready to just take their stance to dump it on your dream. Now, these people don't intend to do this consciously, most of them, I'm sure. But, as a matter of fact, naysayers are the perfect persons to lay blame on, us not doing what we meant for the day, or what we meant for a life purpose, or you wanted to open up a golf course and build it, and you've got 10 people that are willing to help you fund it, but somehow everything keeps falling between your fingers and you can't seem to do it. You could blame it on the naysayer that said, oh, that's going to be too hard, and that they heard of somebody that did this and that and it came out bad and all that stuff. Very easy to blame the naysayers. They can many times do, step in at the worst times. They just step in to smash your dream. However, I have to say that they can only sap your passion and smash your dream if you let them. So if your idea gets smashed by the opinions of others, you, not them, is who stopped you. Because nobody says you have to listen to that. It's really kind of funny if you think about it, because the naysayers, many times, they don't have any vested interest in whether you drive your passion for some project to success or walk away from your dream completely. It's so strange that we are actually making decisions based on their many times unsolicited advice. It's like these people are compelled to make you wrong, to stop you. Maybe in their mind they're wanting to save you from uncertain disaster. But the reality is that most times these people don't really they shouldn't even have a vote in your yay or nay of whether you drive your passion forward to achieve your goal that you're envisioning or not. And quite frankly, each and every one of us, if we stopped and looked at our life, I bet you we would find 1 to 50 or more times when we really had a good idea. And we've been beating ourselves up ever since that we didn't finish that idea, or we didn't do it. I had a book that it was absolutely an incredible. It was so insightful. It was so good that I was just like funching at the bit to get this book out. I sent this to a person, and every word of it was just like poetry, and it was so insightful. It was so incredible. And when I sent it to this person, they fired back an answer without even probably. I sent like 3 chapters. 20 minutes later. You can't even read that many chapters in 20 minutes. Wrote back and said it's gibberish. Yeah. Now, it wasn't gibberish to me, but I heard that, and I went into a spiral. I was in a spiral. I was like throwing in the towel. I was going to quit writing this book. I was feeling really stupid. And in the end, what I heard from the creator was, when I asked, was the creator said, "Oh, do you normally take writing critique and spiritual expansion advice from this particular person?" And my response was, "Well, no, of course not." And the creator said, "Oh, well, then why are you listening now?" And I was like, "Yeah, what am I thinking?" And then I got all passionate again. And so, that was really short-lived. Thank goodness I have the SVH tools. I can work on myself and rise out of it. But how many of the other times didn't I? Now, not only do we choose right now, let's do it together. Let's just create a focus together. No longer do we choose to empower naysayers, okay? We're not going to let it happen. And it's important for us to identify the energy of them at the onset of their thoughtless onslaught, because we're now choosing no longer to allow, and we're also choosing to remove the programmings and the beliefs within us that somehow gives these opinionated thwarters of our passion permission of any kind to step on our dream. So we're open to information, but the energy of those tidings need to be constructive. Now, the vision for our passionate life, lived on purpose with design and focus, can include collaborators. And it's good to be open to information that you can use to constructively choose the steps you plan and that you execute. But there is a very empowering difference between you discerning from information gleaned through others and allowing others to step into your dealings to make policy based on their opinions, their passions, well, especially their passions, rather than your own passion. Okay, this is an important one to watch for. If somebody else is coming in and changing policy, they don't get a vote unless you give it to them. And if you give it to them, oops. Now, not only does this kind of a vampire action sap the passion out of your life plans, your perceived failure then mentally transfers the blame of your lack of confidence and project momentum. All of a sudden, it transfers to that individual who is giving you this advice, and all of a sudden, you're not the one with the reins in your hands. You've put down the reins, or you've handed them over to this other person, and the other person is basically supporting your failure and or your release of the dream or the desire that you're choosing. Passion in life, Whether it's passion in directing a specific purpose or direction, it is fueled by confidence, it is fueled by surety and a sense of sovereignty and inner balance. When you are balanced, confidence is surely in play. A balanced, sure focus is difficult to topple. So these are things that must be worked on. Now, I don't know why there are others that seek a vested interest in what you're choosing, but again, this is an old 3D behavior, and blame and victimizations really don't have any place in your life plan at this juncture, okay? It just is not something that we are in any way, shape, or form choosing, okay? And again, we're going to ferret out the old stories, big or small, and the energies that fueled them, and we're going to identify the threads of those experiences that are hanging on. And what we're going to be doing, again, is a massive mop-up of a life to clear away anything and everything that was learned or imprinted through witnessing others, blaming or allowing others to squash dreams, and back then gave or even now gives permission to others, maybe that puts their opinion and focus ahead of your own. We want to sweep through the life with the SVH tools to every time we allowed ourselves to be suppressed or to be a victim or to be victimized, and empower the Creator to clear away the foundation of those limiting experiences. Now, the SVH clearing profiles I offer you today are going to assist you to mentally and emotionally shift into a state of personal empowerment. Anytime a bully or anytime a naysayer steps into the creation stream of your reality with their opinion, with their passion, with their energy that could thwart you or limit you from stepping forward and completing whatever it is that is in your heart. And I can tell you that when you're passionate, more and more opportunities come your way. It's an incredible, like snowball effect that just brings more and more good things to you when you're in the good mindset. So at the same time that we're doing all this clearing on naysayers, we'll ask the Creator and the Masters and angels and guides that are supporting you in this life to light the way for a greater understanding of your sovereignty and your purpose and your value. Now, we want to support the development of surety and confidence and grace when hearing, so that you're strong when hearing the constructive opinions of others. As you, the supreme definer of your reality, then hear what they have to say, but you decide what is best for you. You are the definer, and you are the ultimate chooser of your reality. Whether it is a partner, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whoever it is, someone that you admire, you are the one that defines. Now, this clearing profile is going to be amazing because it begins when you were in the womb. It's going to continue throughout the life, beyond today, tomorrow, and the next year, to empower you to stand sovereign and strong, a flexible willow that takes responsibility for your life, blames no one for choices you made or make, and with issues of the past, releases them all, releases attachment to blame and lesser emotions and actions that bleed away personal empowerment and surety. And anytime your focus and commitment was threatened, we're going to ask the Creator to mop up the energies around those events and experiences to free you from their victim energies, dropping the shroud of the blame game so that you can lift back up into the stance of choice maker and passionate producer and developer of your life path and purpose. Now, I could go on for another hour describing the wonders of this clearing, but let's put it into action by calling into focus your higher consciousness and the Creator, and we'll ask through the SVH screen authorization procedure if it's in the highest alignment. So just close your eyes right now and imagine that there's a movie screen just presented before you, and on that screen is your massive clearing designed with your higher consciousness and soul, the Creator, and, of course, I've got assistance from Archangel Michael and Metatron and a host of different masters, angels, and guides. This is all written on there, and, of course, this is the very first of our big clearings, and believe me, it's massive. So let's ask the Creator now. Creator, is it in the highest alignment for you to implement all of this clearing for me and to help me be empowered to create the destiny that I'm choosing? Now just take a moment, just silence, and just tune in for an affirmative response, whether it's a sense or a feeling, a knowing, or an audible yes. And the second that you get it, you hear it, see it, sense it, feel it, you think yes. And the Creator will apply this outside of time in a way that is absolutely designed to mop up the past, lay foundations in place for the present and the future, and will support you in this beginning stages of our quest for restoring passion. Now, this clearing profile, it's going to peel and release energy around the old stories of blame and disempowerment. So every day you're going to be freer and freer, and ultimately there just won't be any attraction or distractions of your passionate purpose and attraction of joyful, productive, and wondrous life experiences that fuel and fire your passion for life, passion for living that life. And, of course, in the greatest balance, harmony, joy, prosperity, and wellness. This is, of course, a clearing profile that keeps on giving. And that's the most fun of all, is that SVH, being applied by the Creator and implemented by your higher consciousness and soul, that incorruptible elements of self, you have the opportunity for an incredible, deep peeling away of the old energies supporting the blame game and the stories that are associated with this release of the reins that you would be directing in your life. I'd like you to watch for the next segment in this series that's going to be on 888. That's the Lion's Gate on August 8th, 2015. It's scheduled on the same date as the channel teachings from Mary Magdalene that will be received from Rennes-le-Château in France as a part of our New World Wisdom Code Boomerang project. So you can hear more about that project and other missions of importance. And you can also access free personal empowerment podcasts and telecasts at serenityvibrationhealing.com. You can also sign up for my YouTube channel, Jill Marie SVH. I encourage you to browse the whole website, serenityvibrationhealing.com, and even to sign up for our mailing list so that you can receive notifications on all of our radio show topics and other projects. Most of what we mail out is free, it's fabulous, and just what you've been waiting for. So until our next segment on restoring passion, which again is going to be focusing on self-love and release of procrastination. Namaste, one and all.